Welcome to the Childish Grown-Up Show, where we treat each episode like your movie theater experience. We catch up with one another, play some games, talk previews, and before you know it, it's time for the feature presentation. So sit tight and enjoy this ride of nostalgia on the Childish Grown-Up Show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Childish Grown-Up Show, your favorite time of the week where you get to indulge with us on nostalgia, and not only nostalgia, but the fun, the laughter, and of course the film review that we give y'all. Unlike any other film review podcast out there in the world, we find it out pretty quickly. So I am one of the hosts, Marius Hunt III. Y'all know me as Mo. I'm here with Ash Bash, Mia B. Ladies, how y'all feeling on this wonderful, nostalgic episode?
I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Real.
As of filming, my birthday is tomorrow. So not when you guys hear the episode, my birthday will have passed, but my birthday is tomorrow.
You want to give them your handle so they can send you some birthday love?
35. And my handles are a mess, but if you want to find me on Instagram, it is Queen_G_513.
Boom.
And on Twitter, I am shortbody_.
Short body, no numbers, no. Oh, that's where it go down, right? Over there to Twitter. Huh?
Yeah, don't come over there if you know me in real life. That's where I be telling my business.
Oh man. Hey, go flood those spots with birthday love, and y'all come back, investigate and bring it back to the Childish Grown-Up Show.
Just to be on Twitter.
But happy for the time we're recording this. Happy early birthday. Yeah, so it's dope. 35 is a wonderful number for sure. Before we get into the show, we always acknowledge the Stoop Kids. Got a lot of traction, got a lot of emotion out of this last episode that we did for Crooklyn, the 1994 film. So with that being said, let's get into a few things. On the YouTube channel, we got Sugar. Who is this? You know this person?
That is my cousin.
It's not the same cousin from Wit, the Wit person?
Yep.
Okay.
So Quick by Wit.
Yeah. So Quick by Wit. All right, so she says, Crooklyn is a staple in our family, and this really took me down a nostalgic path. Hearing Mia bring up some of our favorite parts, LOL, and also hearing takes from different perspective was really interesting. This was one of my favorite episodes, right along with A Christmas Story. That's dope. That's dope. It's always interesting because you never know who's tuning in still. You know what I mean? Sometimes people start off as supporting and then they kind of fall off. But the fact that she's been here, like literally Christmas Story is like within the first 10 episodes, and we're coming up on 50 here soon. So shout out to Cuzzo right there, man. Huh?
My twin cousin.
It was twin cousin, only in Black families. She also, actually, since we're on her, she also did make a little bit of a clip on Instagram of, what we were talking about. And she said, this is one of my favorite episodes, moments from this episode. Laugh my ass off. Crooklyn is my favorite movie. And the part was so funny about him trying to get peace and all that. And, we was, going in, we went in on him. So, but shout out to Wit. Is that
Wit? Yeah, Wit.
Whitney, Sugar.
Sugar
Shug. We also got a couple of comments from Public Enemy B. He's tapped in. He got our line tapped. He says on one of them, love the conversation y'all had around this movie. The competing opinions / feelings towards it made it an enjoyable listen. People love a good argument.
For the
People love a good.
always
People love the disagreements. Like every time there's a disagreements, it's like you're getting into it. People just love that. Like it is compelling content. Like when you genuinely have a different look at it or take on something. So yeah, man. Public Enemy B also said, because we had a little bit of a question from the comment prior. So he says, a point of clarification on Land Before Time and the brilliance of this podcast. Because I was like, what do you mean the brilliance of this podcast? And so he says, I totally forgot most of the major plot points from it and recognized the tribalism throughout the movie, which I would have never picked up as a kid. Three horns don't play the long neck, play with long necks. Was a crazy line for a kids movie, LOL. And the heavy grief theme throughout hits different as an adult. Hey, listen, I don't know. Land Before Time is going to be, yeah, we're going to have us, don't worry, y'all, we're going to have a good animated rotation here. So y'all just be on the lookout. We're going to have another, that's some of our funniest episodes is talking about an animated movie, similar to Goofy movie and Extremely Goofy movie.
Yeah.
We have real fun with those, like having real life conversations with those. So, so with that being said, y'all can reach out to us, childishgrownups3@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, The Childish Grown Up Show, no spaces. Leave a comment, and really, most importantly, leave an Apple review. Let them know what you like about the show and share with somebody. Tell somebody about this nostalgic film podcast that is bringing you joy every week, helping you get through your drive, help you get through your work, or help you get through your cleaning. All right. Childish grown up moment. It's a nostalgic moment that we've had this week. I'm going to throw the ball in Ash Court first. You got something for us?
Something small. Me and Anthony watched the episode of Martin together. And my son is very difficult to get him into like my world. So anytime I can do that, it's exciting. So I put it on. It was the episode where Gina was trying to work on the radio with Martin. So it was that episode.
Gina in the house.
Yeah, for some reason, Anthony was rolling on the part where Stan was like convinced that Gina could do it. He came over to the house and Martin made this face because we're watching it. He just bust out laughing. Like he got tears. I'm like, what is so funny? I'm trying to gauge the humor. And when he rewinded and he paused on the face, Martin was looking like he just made that, that signature Martin look when he like in a disagreement. And so he just was cracking up at that scene. And then I think he said something, big draws, when he called Gina big draws.
Oh, man.
He was just cracking up at that. So that was a fulfilling moment, a little mother-son moment, watching something that, we watched back in the day. So it was a good moment.
Okay.
You seem like y'all building a little momentum. You said he was into
he watched Good Burger.
Good Burger, yeah.
And then Sandlot. So yeah, we get into it. So
okay, yeah. Look at them. See, I told you eventually it'll lock in and they start being into, the shows. Like it's just weird. It's when they transition and they can do that. So shout out to my nephew right there watching Martin. And that ain't even the funniest episode. That's the crazy part.
I know. But these kids nowadays, they find the humor in the smallest thing. It'd be hilarious. I'm like, dude, that ain't even that funny, but you enjoy it.
Right. Mia G.
So mine is similar, actually. Not mine is similar. So my daughter has gotten into the new reboot of Proud Family, but she had never watched the original Proud Family. So she started at the new Proud Family. I'm like, girl, you gotta go back. And we gotta watch, you gotta hear the intro with Destiny's Child and Solange singing this song. So we had to go back and watch a couple original episodes of the Proud Family to get my baby her culture so she knows where it came from. Because these kids, you can't just start with the new, you got to know where it originated from. But she loves it. That's her new favorite show, The Proud Family. So she's been watching it and she'll watch the new ones over and over because there aren't a whole lot of episodes because it's only like this first season, but then like she's going back and watching the original too.
How does she feel about that? The song, the music, because y'all love music like that. So
Yeah, so she's used to like the new one, but I'm like, listen, but she loves Beyonce too because obviously.
right.
Like Mother, like a daughter. So of course she likes the old one too with Solange and Destiny's Child.
Bodied it. I don't know if I ever asked which one would you prefer. This is a hard one. All That or Proud Family.
You
Both,
did.
both of them intros is like crazy slaps.
I gotta go with All That though. All That is
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
If anybody has noticed last week, you could probably hear it now. I've actually changed our Childish Grown Up instrumental to All That because there's just nothing more childish and just golden than that. So yeah, but that Proud Family up there though. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Y'all go back and listen to our TGIF when we talked about the sitcom slaps. You know what I'm saying? Real early in the game. We got that covered, you know. For me, my Childish Grown Up moment, shout out to Ash when she brought up the MTV Punked when you was like in that bag. Randomly, it came across my YouTube algorithm of MTV Cribs. And there's a YouTube channel called MTV Vault. So they have some of the older content there. Some of it ain't as long as the original is, it might kind of shorten down. But I end up watching Cribs and I watched T-Pain and actually had the full episode. I really rock with T-Pain. So it was just amazing to me. Like as a kid, we're looking at the crib, we thought it was so much. Like, dang, look at but then I watched it. I was like, it's not really that crazy. Like now in 2025 eyes, it's like they got, I mean, it still costs a lot of money, no doubt, but it was like, it ain't crazy like I was thinking. Like that's probably due to the fact that like we getting better jobs now, better pay now, better understand the credit. We can get big homes, you know what I mean? But like his crib was really nice, and then I seen CeeLo's, and oh man, CeeLo crib was not it, bro. Like not it. He had the African garb on, and yeah, his crib was real basic. I was like, man, bro, you should have faked out.
Do you remember when people used to say that those weren't their real houses? Do you think those were their real houses?
Some of them wasn't because you could tell like, because I watched Nelly's, right? And I think it was his crib because he was really emphasizing the fish tank thing. But sometimes you like how they introduce the room sounds like it's not theirs. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, and this right here, yeah, I figured I'd do this, and then right over here, of course, you know what that is, but just like, I don't know.
And the fridge for me, like the fridge always
that's
selling as well, like bro.
Yeah, but stop. I do think that was T-Pain's because I think he still got that crib because when he got down to the basement of like where his studios were, one of them looked kind of like where he podcasts now today. You know,
wow.
So which is smart. I'm like, yo, yeah, hold on to your crib, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, man, forget all that. Like, keep it, then get rid of. Like, nah, bro, you don't know what the music industry gonna hold. Like, so I think he might be still. I didn't look it up, but I think it was because I've seen even when the pandemic, when he was doing the verses with Lil Jon, like I remember seeing his layout. So that's mine, y'all, man. MTV, that was a great era for us in the 2000s. Like, just it was a luxury era where it was in hip hop. And a real fun area. I looked at a little bit of Mario Lopez's, but I was so mad it was like 2 minutes. I didn't even know, and I was like, "Oh man, his house was about to be fire," and then that's cut off. So I gotta find somewhere to watch these full episodes.
AC Slater, man.
Hey, he's a vampire too. Like
he is
vampire for real.
Nice vampire.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, y'all reach out to those handles in our description. Let us know about your Childish Grown Up moment. Laugh at yourself, have fun, anything that'll tie you back into just simpler times of how you remember growing up, man. Hit us up. Ash.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Flash with Ash. Have some more trivia for you today.
Oh.
You know, we can get back into that this or that, but we stand in this trivia era right now.
She trying to cook us, boy.
I think y'all do good. Say that every week, but all right. So the first one is from the Steve Harvey Show.
Oh Lord. Okay.
All right.
Lavita Alizé Jenkins often bragged about her cousin. What was her cousin's name?
I remember.
Peanut, Pookie, T-Bone, or Shanae?
It was Pookie.
See, these are all the cousins from different shows, or something like that. Is Peanut like Maya's cousin? Anyway, I don't want to get off track, but you pretty confident. You pretty confident in Pookie?
I am, but you know,
I think
I've been wrong before, but I'm pretty confident.
I'm gonna rock with it because it's not like you can take no thought. It rang a bell for you, so I'm going Pookie as well.
That is correct.
I always thought it was about to be Peanut.
I knew it was Pookie.
I
remember her talking about her
Mia
cousin.
Beezy.
Yeah, Peanut is Maya's cousin that she talks
See,
about.
I don't know that much, but like, hey.
Speaking of girlfriends.
Oh, dang.
What's our next
This is why I get cooked every time, bro. I get cooked every time. I just never know the right things.
Got this, I'm telling you. Tony's husband, Todd, had what specific profession? Was he a plastic surgeon, a dentist, a pediatrician, or a dermatologist?
This is a great one.
I know, right?
He was a plastic surgeon, I think.
See, it kind of feels like it rings a bell because I feel like there was a point where maybe that was the terms in which Tony and her met somewhere along those lines or something. Dentist. What was the other two?
Oh, he was a doctor, but
he was definitely a doctor for sure.
A pediatrician or dermatologist?
He wasn't a pediatrician.
Wait, but he didn't want kids.
He did though, didn't he?
She didn't want kids.
He didn't want kids.
Yeah, it was her. They ended up having a daughter.
Okay. So okay.
A daughter that's 11 years old.
All right, man. Let me get to it. Oh, my bad. You said plastic surgeon.
It's either that or dermatologist, but I'm gonna go with plastic surgeon.
Well, he started getting broke. He started getting tight on the money. That's what makes me kind of. All right, I'm going plastic surgeon. Bump it. I'll go plastic surgeon.
That is correct.
Really?
Because that is how they met. Remember, she had Botox. She wanted Botox in her face or something she was trying to fix with her face. And so.
All right, I had remembered a little bit of something, man. Look, you know.
All right. Well, since me and my son did watch Martin, that inspired this last one. Okay. And this should be a layup, right?
Yeah, you're right. Like we know Martin. Like,
but there is a caveat to this one. You both need two separate answers. So name two characters Martin played aside from Jerome and Shanae.
Okay. I'll let you go first, Mia.
Okay. Otis and Dragonfly Jones.
I got Roscoe and Mama Payne.
Correct?
Hey, Martin a beast, bruh.
Yes.
That man a beast, dude. We talk about, and they're all rememberable characters, though.
Remember Elroy, the mechanic dude?
Elroy. I knew there was one more. Is there one more after that?
He played
Bob
from accounting.
Yeah. That's like the low key. Do y'all got a favorite out of that, real quick? Out of the side characters.
Shanae will always be my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she definitely is top two.
He does so good. You don't think it's him. Like that's the craziest.
Shanae is Shanae.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's like what?
Jerome as well.
Jerome's
I
good.
like them all. Dragonfly's funny. We don't see him a lot though. That's the only thing. But
right. So it's like favorite or okay. So real quick, so your favorite and then the funniest to you, and then we'll keep it moving. Sorry. So the funniest for me is Dragonfly Jones by far. Like it's his look, it's his antics, it's the way he talks. You ought to be practicing on your art, punk. Hey, tricks for everybody. It on me except for this punk. Like all that, like just ugly. Yeah. So funniest favorite. It's probably Jerome. Jerome, there was something special. They wrote him at some moments. He had a little heart at moments, like the players ball and him trying to date Pam and like really felt like he really wanted to settle down with her a little bit. You know what I mean? So there were some moments they created some heart for him and got to see his crib and he's like, girl, if I met you 20 years ago, I like Jerome. He's an interesting dude. Like he about to scrap coal in the grocery store. Yeah.
My favorite, I'll probably say Shanae, and maybe the funniest, Mama Payne.
Uh-huh.
I think, yeah, he'd be cracking me up in this dress.
The voice, that high, like screechy voice.
The mustache still, like.
Yeah, Mama Payne.
So I think I know Shanae is my favorite, and I think Shanae is the funniest, but if I had to choose somebody else who I think was really funny, I have to go with Bob from accounting. Because like the episode where she went on that business trip and Martin and them were trying to come like drive down because he answered the phone. He's like, I'm out of control. Gina's out of control. We're all out of control.
Hey, listen.
He was backing up to the door.
Bro.
Like,
bro, what are you on?
And the voice was just crazy. Like I always think any episode where Bob is in it is hilarious.
Listen, people mad at Drewski. Go back to this. Go back to that episode.
Right? What are we doing? What are we even talking about?
Oh man. That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah. But that's all for the Flash. Y'all are 3-0 today.
Ooh.
So shout out to y'all.
It was real collaborative work too, I feel like.
We ate that one little thing.
Yeah, a little give and go. You know what I'm saying? A little pick and roll.
I know what that means. I just gotta,
Hey man, right on. And great transitions. We moved through those sitcoms like a subject and a predicate. So
absolutely.
With that being said, Mia G, you have the liberty and the responsibility to control this time machine and take us back to the film that we are doing today.
All right. We are going back to 1995, and we are going to be talking about the film HouseGuest. In hot water with the mob over an unpaid debt, a con man poses as a family friend in an affluent Pennsylvania suburb. And for cast, we have Sinbad as Kevin Franklin, Phil Hartman as Gary Young, Kim Grice as Emily Young, Kim Murphy as Brooklyn Young, Chauncey Leopardi as Jason Young, Talia Sider as Sarah Young, Paul Ben Victor as Polly Gasparini, Tony Longo as Joey Gasparini, Jeffrey Jones as Ron Timmerman, Stan Shaw as Larry, Kevin Jordan as Steve, aka ST3, and Ron Glass as the real Dr. Derek Bond. This film was released January 6, 1995.
Isn't it ironic, y'all, that we did movies 93, 94, and 95?
That is crazy. Yeah.
And in that order. That's it. We just be in sync like that. All right. Before we get into like our overall discussion and then get into like the actual things that stood out to us, we want to talk about a little bit of a rewind. Ash, how do you remember this? What's your earliest memory of this movie, if you remember this movie, and what was your experience like this time?
I can recall when I saw this one. I felt like I know I've seen it because once I started watching it, it was looking very familiar, but I don't think I saw it a lot. I don't remember playing this in our house like very often. I feel like I saw it on maybe TV. I don't know. But I do remember seeing it because as I was watching, I was remembering some of the things. But yeah, it was just a Sinbad era of movies around that time that, and I just love seeing Sinbad on screen. It's just that smile, and
Yeah.
he's a goofy guy, so it just automatically puts you in like a happy place.
Yeah.
And they do a good job at the roles that they cast him for. I think the producers know that the audience wants to see Sinbad as Sinbad, so he never really has to stretch too far. And I feel like a lot of it is improv. I mean, I know there's some
Oh, we're
script,
definitely
but I
gonna get there.
definitely know that he's improving, and that makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
He's a physical, comedian for him to be so big, and it
Yeah.
works for him, and he does it really well. And with the fast talking, like the way they got to write the script for him, like he's quick on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, watching it this time, it definitely, it was a watch. It was some funny parts, just silly. It was just a silly movie, a
Mm-hmm.
easy watch. Um, yeah, it was cool. It was nice seeing him and Gary. I don't know
Phil
his name,
Hartman.
but yeah. Phil Hartman, like seeing them
Yeah.
interact. Yeah, just the classic '90s style comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and it was nice to see, how a con artist that's not like a dark character. You know what I mean? He still
Yeah.
could be charismatic and a scammer.
Yeah.
So
A nice camera, right? I like how you put that.
yeah.
Mia Beezy, what's up?
So, like Ash, I don't remember where I first saw this movie. I just like I know we didn't own it. I just feel like this was one of those movies that would be on like HBO or Stars or Showtime, and I would always catch it some like when it was on. Like it would be on randomly, and I'm like, oh, I like this movie because I've always loved Sinbad. I was always a Sinbad fan. And watching it this time, I was like, this is very much giving the 90s version of Bringing Down the House. Like if you
Aha.
saw the
Aha.
yeah, aha. But yeah, I was like, this is good. This is like very, very um similar. Like it's like
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
like the kids and their problems and the wife, even though like, there are differences, but it was very much giving like, okay, I can see where Bringing Down the House would have taken ideas from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still enjoyable, really enjoyable. It's very nostalgic. It definitely gives early 90s just the vibe, the clothes, McDonald's of it all.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, it was a really it's a very easy watch. It's an
Mm-hmm.
easy, like funny. You don't have to really do too much like processing. It's just an easy, entertaining, fun, you know, throw something on when you want something light to watch.
Absolutely. It's definitely like a palate cleanser. It's a real easy, like y'all said. I don't I vaguely remember this. Here's what I think that comes back, and maybe we all can relate on this. I think we think about First Kid a lot, right? Like it's not the same movie. Of course, Sinbad is doing the Sinbad thing that he does even in that movie, and kind of he got a job to do in that movie, but he's trying to like figure out how to help this kid at some point. And then you get in this movie kind of that, but I feel like First Kid probably gets more of the look than this movie. So I didn't remind it, but what I think I remember seeing this is probably Daycare Days, man. This feels like a daycare film that they would have thrown in. This is around the time you probably seeing some, Miss Doubtfire at the daycare. You're seeing a lot of just those type of comedy films that come into daycare where we're not just watching the animated films, and it's kind of like the teachers at the daycare can kind of enjoy it too. Like this feels like maybe something that I may have seen at daycare at some point, and then Sinbad was just and the thing too about it is like what I enjoyed about it just on this watch is it's funny. There's parts probably shouldn't be as funny as it is, but there's a wholesomeness that used to be a thing back in the day. Wholesome is just not a trait we see in content these days. And in wholesome, and I look at the wholesome as a pot, and it requires a lot of ingredients. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be a little cheesy, a little corny, a little unbelievable, a little far fetched, a little bit outrageous, and then also having a message to be that last little dash of seasoning to make wholesome content. Now you don't really see that no more. Like that's why the sitcom is not as successful in our era now, because wholesome is not a thing people want no more. They feel like it's too unrealistic to have wholesome. So watching this movie this time, it was cool to see a little bit of that wholesomeness, and like, hey, there's a message at the end. Even though, like, now people are like, oh, here they go with their PSA, you know what I mean? But like back then, it's like, yo, walk away with something like that. I'm big on that with our oldest child, where it's like, hey, don't just be on YouTube. Like, yo, it's got to be expanding your mind, or you can't watch it. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. With that being said, one thing I want to get into over with this discussion is, and I may have asked this before. I don't really remember what movie we did. I may have asked, but I do want to ask both of y'all, and Ash, you can lead us. This is known as a fish out of water film, where you're dropped into a world that you really don't belong in. And there's like a few of those type of movies that exist. You think about, let me see, movies like Mean Girls, let me see, School of Rock, Jumanji to an extent.
There are a lot.
There's a lot, really. I'm not gonna do it justice. It's a ton of movies. But Beverly Hills Cop. Ash, why do you think these movies work so well?
For me, I think because you're interested to see how they navigate in a world that they're not used to being in. I think the level of uncomfort attracts me when I watch a film like that. Just kind of like if they're awkward, then you feel awkward watching them. It's like you feel yourself in the film because it's just so different. Um, and I think it's just you just want to see how it plays out, like almost getting caught doing something, or just that suspense of are they gonna find out I'm really not who I say I am, or just being in a unfamiliar environment. Those are always good films to watch for me because it just draws you in to see all the things they have to navigate and try to fit into this world that they've never been a part of. So.
What about you, man? Do you agree? You got anything else to add to that?
Yeah, so that, and then like I think a part of it too is like, especially because most of the time with these kind of movies, they're super exaggerated. Like it's gonna be the extreme version of each side, like white chicks. And you're
Right.
I want to see, like you want to see how the other side lives and how they like adapt, like the link, like the way they talk and how how people will react to this person who is so different, how they can like I think for a lot of us it's like, because even in this movie you see how they can come in and change up the structure of the world that they're trying to get into or that they're sneaking into, and they come in and they just completely turn everything on its head and change the whole dynamic of how everybody interacts and how everybody lives. And it's really interesting because you see, I think that type of content is wholesome in itself because you see how much we can learn from each other's differences.
Yeah, absolutely. Also for me, I think a lot of times, a lot of us feel like we are fish out of water, and a lot of our experiences in this world, and I think that's why it's so easy to connect with, the person that is like having the fish out of water experience. It's like it's always this like, I shouldn't be here, I don't belong here, but yet I'm navigating it because as extreme as Mia was saying it is, which is very true, there is this realism that you always connect with. That's why we love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and the spinoff Bel Air, because that I'm this, but I'm in the world that is that. Always is something, and everything I say, like the suspense, is you gonna get caught? How are you gonna figure it out? And how do you take the things that you are and navigate it in the things that they are? So it's always a thing, and I always enjoy that type of film, and I'm sure we're gonna do plenty more of those type of films. My next question, elephant in the room, and I think it's very necessary in a movie like this. How do y'all feel about him as the lead?
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with Sinbad as the leading man at all, especially because at the time he was a really big name. He was a big ticket. And I do think he's played a lot of really great side characters, but I think that he held his own in this, but he did. I mean, he had a lot of great support from other characters, but I think he did great. Like Ash said before, he doesn't have to veer too much away from his own persona. And I think that's a strength in the writing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think he did great in this movie, and yeah, I think it's like the films are tailored to Sinbad more so than, so it didn't feel any type of way. Like, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think y'all both made great points. I would say, kind of tying it into a little bit of the improv part, I can see where, because this wasn't critically reviewed well, as far as like critics. I don't really care about them anyway. We know what it means to us. But I can see where I look at him, and he's a star, obviously, that we look at Sinbad as a star, but I can see where it does come off, even in this movie, where it feels like the star player on the team is injured. You step up and you're doing your thing, but it still feels like you're not fully comfortable in being in the star role. And the only reason I say that about this is because he was funny, but it's the timing of how his jokes were, that were, some of them were like, I'm like, if he would have let it breathe. And again, this comes with more experience and comes with a little bit more understanding how to make comedy translate in film. And there's moments in here where I'm like, if he would have paced certain parts differently, I think the joke would hit better. And then of course, like, you got a lot of improv, because they like Ash said, this movie's tailored around him. Like, nobody said, hey, we got to go through casting and find the right person. I'm pretty sure they're pretty like, no, with this movie, Sinbad is going to be the house guest. You know what I mean? He wasn't bad at all. Like, it's not in that sense, but I think he works better bouncing off of somebody versus people having to bounce off of him, in my opinion. So that's something I know, is because we spoke in high praise. Y'all go back to our Jingle All the Way review last Christmas. Mm-hmm. I spoke to how fire his performance was. That improv worked so well for like this unstable mailman that is bitter about life. It worked really well in that role. Like, we was like, what? I got a ball, and like doing all that extra. It works so perfectly. It's the holidays. Everybody's going crazy. It's just, it fits, but it works here, but there's just certain moments there's like, it's a comedy film. So anyway, a couple more things. How crazy was it? Speaking of Mia's birthday, how crazy is it that Kevin was 35?
What an age.
Man,
Still
get there one day.
Stupid. I'm already there. I'm the elder statesman of this podcast. So
not elder statesman.
Elder statesman. I'm Unc on here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, a couple of months older. Here he
Hey,
goes.
make a difference. When you was kids and somebody was older, they respected they respected that on the playground. Oh, he the oldest.
Come to
Like,
y'all one day. But that
look
day
at
is
him.
not
That is
today.
the baby.
Just
The baby.
a little baby. And
Baby girl.
baby girl.
Baby girl.
And the last thing, right? The last
Oh,
thing,
yeah. Here they
got her.
go.
Can't help it. Nah. And then lastly, y'all, how cheap was McDonald's, bro?
A quarter pounder with cheese, a large fry, and a large Coke for $4.07.
Bro, before that, this man asked for like 6 burgers, some
$10.
fries, and a drink. It was like $10, bro.
He didn't even have it, which was crazy, but
he didn't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what made crazy. But I was like, dang. And
Yeah.
I looked up some stuff, and McDonald's didn't like sponsor this movie or anything. They were actually trying to use it as like this reoccurring joke in the movie. But you think like, oh, this is like payola, this is like sponsorship funding, put it in the
it
film. But it wasn't. They didn't have no kind of connection to it. So
definitely felt like product placement the way
I
he
swear it did. Like they were like going to like I used to sit on this bridge, eat a Big Mac, and it made me think about Big Daddy too when we did the Big Daddy review, like the McDonald's connection. Like I was like, yeah. I was like, dang, y'all making me want to go get some Mickey D's. I don't even rock with them like that, but like bump it, like.
Hey, the breakfast though, you know.
Hey, you know. All right, well, that's all I got as far as like just the overall discussion of just some quick thoughts, quick hits. Any random things that y'all want to discuss before we get into kind of the moments and the things that matter to us?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. This is like such a comedy film. Obviously, it's a comedy family film. Doesn't matter where we start, where we land. Ash, what were you hyper focused on? What in a silly movie like this? Where do you want to start? Because I know this is not obviously not going to be a lengthy review because it's a funny movie. It's a family movie, you know.
I mean, y'all probably can lead it. I don't have
Okay.
a lot of notes.
Okay.
I just got like just quick hits of just some funny scenes, but so maybe y'all can lead and I can.
Okay, Mia, what do you have any layout like that, or you got
I
kind of quick
don't
hits
have a
too?
lot of crazy, but the way I do my notes, I kind of just like,
Scatter.
yeah, it's like little moments. So I had the first thing I had was the comment I made about bringing down the house and like the similarities. But I had basically, meeting Kevin and, his lore, him as a person, and then how he, stumbles upon the Youngs and then the Youngs and their family problems, Gary and his, you know, typical white dad in a comedy
Oh yeah.
family problems. And then, basically the reconciliation and conclusion.
Okay. Well, I'll say this then. Just kind of getting a little bit of a backstory. I always appreciate a little bit of a backstory in a comedy film. They didn't spend too much time on it, but we understand that he is an orphan. Kevin Franklin. He as a kid, we find out, of course, he's an orphan, and he carries that undertone. You can kind of tell how he carries that undertone through the movie. Like it's obviously it's not a deep movie, but like I always look at things through. I always look at things more layered when I watch films. So there you can see that there's a selfishness about him. Even when he was getting his coins from the wishing well in the beginning, and then the coins fall out his pants. It's like he got the whole other kid getting in there, getting the coins for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he was just focused on getting the bag. Like he was definitely focused on like getting this money, get my nickels and pennies together real quick. And I think it does make for a great where they land the message with him and the friend. I don't think it was okay in the execution, but I think they were trying to tie it back to this, where like kind of like Kevin has been selfish all his life because he was an orphan, and so he never felt the environment and the vibe of family, so it didn't really register to him that people can really care about him to that degree. And so I think that beginning scene that and kind of the whole layout of him that we get the hooping and you see his crib and that that whole little thing and the parking was crazy. Uh like bumping
I did
like
have that.
all right, go ahead then.
I mean, it was just short and sweet. I just had like him forcing parking spots is diabolical. It's just like, I mean, you just keep beating up your car. I'm surprised no one like. It would have been kind of cool. Somebody like walked up on him, like caught him in one of those interactions because that was just crazy work. You
No,
just
it
scoot
was
cars back.
bumping cars into other cars to get your spot.
That
See,
was
because he wasn't worried about getting sued. He ain't got no money. He
Uh,
wasn't worried about that. That's what I believe. I said he ain't even worried about it because he ain't got no money anyway. What you know what I mean?
Definitely had no insurance on that thing.
For sure.
no.
Like he owed a mob, bro. Like he in debt with the mob. He ain't got no money. So all right. So I guess we'll just kind of get into we can start from the chase all the way to like the experience with the family. So the chase, obviously, Kevin, he's in the airport, he's running from the mobsters. They're trying to get their money. His $5,000 withdrawal or borrowing turn the racket is turned to 50,000, which is crazy, but that's not that far fetched in that line of business. That's the whole point of why they give you the loan.
Okay,
And
Mr. Mob Knowledge.
I mean, hey, what are you gonna do, huh? Motto. So it's not that far fetched. Shout out to the actor. You know him. You've seen him in Raising Kanan, right? I know you tapped in on that as well. All of us is tapped in on that. So yeah, shout out to him. He could play funny and he could play like menacing. He's really good, and he was on Entourage. So I really like him. But Kevin, he goes on a run. He's in the airport, and he figured out a way to finesse and become Derek Bond. And get with the young family, and like really having to like the whole. Do y'all have anything about the airport experience? Because like this is a wild scene, bro.
So, first of all, he was wild for just leaving his poor little hamster on the floor to get trampled. Like what? That was some 90s stuff because you realize like today, oh my God, people would have lost it because you can't just leave a poor defenseless little hamster on the floor in the airport and say it's a rat. And now
Bro, disowned it so quick. I'm like, boy, you are a selfish bastard. No, nah, but
like, what? But even just walking up to somebody you don't know and being like, "Hey, it's me." Like, what? And the fact that he didn't know what he looked like enough to know that that wasn't him is some 90s unrealistic.
yes,
Like,
yes.
you ain't seen a picture of him in years to know that this is him. Like,
That all of that is so they gave a lot of 90s some 90s icing on it for real. Cause bruh.
but you don't ask too many questions. You
You're
just
right.
go.
You're right. You're
Go
right.
with
In a silly movie like this, it literally harkens back, tying it back to what Ash was saying, the Martin scene. When they delivered the baby, it was like, wait, Martin, where's the umbilical cord? We don't need no umbilical cord. This is TV. That's this whole movie, bro. This is a movie. So yeah, go ahead.
The thing that Derek was supposed to do, was that him speaking at the school? Was that the thing, or like while
I
he
think
was
that was a
even
part of
coming in
it.
town?
It
Okay.
was the speak at the school, and I think all of the stuff, like it was just like the colleagues were supposed to get together. It is very crazy in 90s, like, because it's like you rock with this man enough for him to actually stay at your crib. That was in the plans. How don't you
Exactly.
remember what he looked like?
And how did you get in contact with him? Like, was this like, did you have his number? Like, what? How did the connection happen? And then, because when we meet the real Derek, he don't even want to do it. So it
Right.
makes you think. Like, I mean, I guess if they were childhood friends, but just kind of strayed away. But he didn't even seem like he was rocking with Gary at all. So
Nah.
it's just like
I guess if you go in childhood, that makes sense. Maybe if they, I was thinking college buddies, but I think you're right. They were talking
They were
more
from summer camp. Maybe
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So reaching out to an old friend you ain't talked to in the grip. All right, so we'll let that one, we'll let that pass. That works. If you ain't seen somebody since summer camp, that'll work.
But he wrote a book too, though, right?
So he had a picture on.
Probably didn't have a picture. Probably didn't have a picture.
They don't always have the picture.
So it's still kind of, we still kind of, it's still working.
Not even on the back, a little square.
See, that's where you get challenges.
Always have it. You asking too many questions.
Hey, that's the whole point. That's why I love doing this, because it's like, all right, we try to really give it bail, but we got to, but yeah, like that, man, like in that whole sequence of things, the part with him trying to get back to the car, bro, like he was trying to get the car, like, oh yeah, we gotta go, let go. And then he was like, hey, well, you need to go in there, tell him. Like he pretty much set up the real Derek, but it shouldn't have been as funny as it was to me, but or maybe it should have. This man was trying to get back to the, to the hoopty, you know what I'm saying, the red hoopty, and this man gets hit by a cab, bro. Because Sinbad is just too tall for these stunts, and that's what makes it funny, bro. Like you're not supposed to. You get like you're so like in fear of your life, bro. Get hit by a cab, just get in the car anyway. Then like, man, like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and drive and just take off in the hoopty, bro. Like that was so funny to me. Just because it's like you are really running off adrenaline right now. When you get hit by a car and then get up and just keep going, like, bro, you are wilding. So yeah, that whole thing is fun. We love that, and just again, that sets up the whole layout. So then going further, where y'all want to go? I imagine somebody might have to speech. It's like it's just really tailored to like specific moments. This is definitely a moment type of film. So
it is, but it's just like it's so hard to express how funny it is to watch it when you're talking about it.
That's true.
His humor is so like his own and improvised.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole scene where he had to get up there for, was it career day?
Yeah.
And he's waiting on somebody to tell him what he does.
That was so good.
Nobody says it. He's looking like, and she's like, doctor, or no, she didn't even say that. She said Derek Bond, and he looks at the white guy, and he's like,
bro,
trying to push him up there, and he's like, no. So he gets up there and just wings it. Somehow figures out how to not have to really talk about what he does. And it's just like a string of luck. But
yes. But that's but that's one of the things I love, like when in the fish out of water movies or shows, when somebody keeps getting lucky and they don't get caught and they keep, like, I love that. Like it's like when Blue Streak, like the same effect of in Blue Streak where Martin is Malone and he get promoted as captain. And like, he was like, man, what about the P45 or whatever? Like Diaz, is it? What do you think about the P45? I think you should get rid of him. You know what? It's just because you don't know what you're doing. And so him doing that, going back and forth with the dude to say, you don't know what you're talking about after the slideshow. And because he still got no indication. That's what makes it that if this is not funny to people, this is definitely fun. Like, because the fact that this dude doesn't know who he's supposed to be playing, he has no idea, and the lady looking through the paperwork like a professional, like, and it's like, oh, but you sent us a slideshow. Then you get these nasty slides of throat, tongue, and tonsils. Like, he's still not picking it up, bro. And so it's like the fact that, like, and then he just cuts it short like that, making jokes, and the dude's like, you don't, chapter 5 where you said this, what did you mean by that? It's like, I think the chapter 5 should have been in there. He's like, you don't know what you're talking about. And the way he finessed it, like, bruh, hilarious. Like,
well, it came before chapter 6. Like, dude, so you don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Full of it, bro. Like, just full of it. But these are the moments, while, like I said, the scene was funny, these are moments where, like, in this day's era, it, the jokes would have been written different, right? Because while it was funny just seeing him scramble, because that's just a funny thing in general, the joke itself of what he was like combating and going back with it, you could tell it was just improv, and it really didn't land because there was no good punchline to like flip the whole thing or whatever. So that's why I just at certain moments, like, it's good improv, it's enjoyable because it's Sinbad, but if they would have took more time to like focus in and write the punch and say, hey, no, you got to deliver it just like this, it would age better. So it wasn't bad, and then I thought it was funny because the whole time I'm watching it, I'm on the roller coaster with him. I'm like, oh, this is wild, just the concept itself. So what y'all got him getting back to the crib, getting back with the wherever y'all want to go with him and the family, because I mean that's pretty much the biggest chunk of the film.
You want to talk about the family, like?
Sure, yeah.
Like their dynamic and all of the kids. So of course you see the wife, who is just completely overworked. She's on the phone because she owns her own business. Then she's trying to dress the child. She's got the teenage daughter who's going through her super duper goth phase, but like on steroids.
Super 13 vibes.
Like, but listen, she was on some like The Craft vibes.
Ah, right.
So then you have her, and then you have the son who's trying to play basketball, and you see that Gary's just really not helping at all. Like, he's not helpful. She's just like all over the place, and he's just kind of sitting there just watching everything happen. And like we get dropped into that at the same time that Kevin is getting dropped into that, and you see how he like kind of peeps everything. He's like, what's going on around here? And so I think that sets the stage for him to be the magical Negro and save save this man and his family.
That's good. Yeah. Okay, so unless you got something to go further into, Ash, in that just the layout, just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the issue in their relationship. I know we kind of put a lot of focus on the Crooklyn review with that, but it's just such a strong driving force, even in this movie. So I think they try to clarify at the end of the movie, but what is the issue with the young family with the husband and wife, Ash? What the way you were seeing it, like she was a career woman, he was a career man.
Mm-hmm.
Both busy, but it seems like he was tripping about her being busy, but he's busy too. I don't know. Or what are you gathering from it? Like just from all throughout the scenes that we get, because that is definitely a driving force in this movie that I enjoy because it does ground it in some kind of realism.
Trying to unpack their marriage because I'm big on I'm like, what's the dynamic? So I was trying to get a grasp on it because what's Gary's occupation? Is he a dentist too, or what is?
No, he worked for that
like counseling or
the older white guy, and he's a consultant or like he's either like a lawyer or a consultant, like a marketing consultant.
Because he was talking about not being made partner.
Oh, okay.
So it's either marketing and advertising or like a lawyer. But I'm thinking it's advertising because they were trying to compete with his wife in the froyo business.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like bro said, it seemed like he seemed preoccupied. Obviously, he was disconnected emotionally, to me, especially like towards his son, with the basketball situation.
He was a corporate lawyer. I just looked it up. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So he was a lawyer, huh?
Yeah, so I'm like, bro, what you talking about? Anyway.
It seemed like he would have been a little more busy than to me, but because it seemed like they always
Oh yeah.
ain't never home. But shout out to ATL. But I don't know. I feel like he was kind of obsessing over the image, like their image, and just how the outside world is viewing them, which like I think that's how he views success of how they are being like viewed. So it made him a little rigid, and like I said, just disconnected emotionally to me, and like he was very self-conscious too. So like even when they were in the bed, and he's like, she's talking
Insecure.
about how Kevin is accepting who he is, and and he's like catching on to what she said, like, so you saying he, like, what do you say? What do you do? And his insecurities are pouring out, you know what I mean, in that moment. So I just felt like he wasn't sure of himself. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know why he was feeling that way. I mean, he
It
didn't make
probably because he
partnership.
was it was probably because he was uh a goody two shoes, a brown noser,
Mm.
at his job. Like he
Yeah.
because you don't step up at your job as a corporate lawyer for this old bigot of a boss that you have, you try to rule with an iron fist at home.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to remember while you're trying, which I get it, you are the man of the house, you are the king of the castle, no doubt. But you're dealing with a woman that's a career woman. Like I got my own motion that benefits our family, and maybe it rubs in the wrong way because of like how busy she gets and she calls her shots. He don't call no shots.
Mm-hmm.
And that might okay, now we developing the layers. Okay, so maybe that's where you're really like low key. I envy you. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to
He said he was jealous of her success.
Yeah.
because that goes a long way, calling your calling your shots and seeing like your woman getting busy doing all the things, taking in the household, but yet she don't have to answer to nobody, like, and yet you're taking all of the worst things to even taking that deal that would possibly compromise y'all marriage for real, and y'all already on the rocks, y'all already on the edge, kids are older, you start having those type of conversations like, hey, maybe, so yeah, okay, so maybe that I just kind of spawned that for me.
That's that's a good view. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, she seemed like she wanted him to relax a little bit more and just obviously be more present, and they probably needed to be getting it in, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like
absolutely.
we're not being active, and it's just so important.
It makes the difference, bro.
It's very important. And I'm gonna keep it PG. And that's all I have to say.
It's true.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, we know what time. It's true. Like, this is a part of. It can't be all work, no play, and that's just the truth. And rather, I know we're talking about in the intimate sense with a husband and wife, but outside of that, just in general, when it comes to dealing with your kids or friendships or relationship, everything can't always feel like work. There has to be play, and that's where Kevin/Derek served for them. Like, just let your hair down. Like, look, you just need to play a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? So, okay, yeah. What else you want? What else you want to say, me? I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, the basically everything you two already said. Like he was jealous because she was a boss, but then it made him like resentful because like he doesn't want to help her with the kids because like why do I always have to do it? Because I'm really busy and you see that I'm really busy. So I need your help. And he doesn't want to help because he resents that she's doing all that.
So I think we're at a good point. Look, this is totally our podcast. Like the main character is Sinbad,
Right?
but we're gonna highlight this specific part.
Gotta get back to our magical Negro and his.
Okay, all right. One last thing. So when you're talking resentment, from Gary. You know what? Never mind. Now, let's get back. Let's get because I'm like I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm just it's a weird thing. It's like, does he have a point with her, his wife, with the eldest daughter? Because it's an interesting thing, because we know what fathers mean to daughters, right? But also we know what mothers mean to daughters. And so her going through this goth phase, extremely in love with dead guys, as Kevin put it. Does he have a point at all when he says that, or is that just rooted in resentment still?
I mean, there's a little truth. There could be, of course, it's not coming from nowhere. And yes, it could be true. However, you could still do more as a father as well.
Yeah.
You can't put it all on mom.
That's facts. Never can do that. Shout out to Crooklyn.
Okay, listen. And then, not to mention, look at the little boy that your daughter is dating. Now that is a clear reflection of daddy. This is what
you're right. Okay. See, I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely right. See, you trying to put it all on moms, but you got to take a part in it too.
Absolutely.
See, I need more time to think about this a little more. Like, as far as why this type of guy for a goth girl.
I think she was just rebelling. It was just a rebellion.
Okay. See, see the queen's perspective. It makes a difference, because you was able to do the math on that pretty quick, and I'm sitting there like, okay, why this type of guy? And he's like, literally just rebellion. Wow. All right.
Be glad you don't have daughters.
Boy. So bringing it back to, I don't know if y'all want to call him Kevin or Derek.
Kevin as Derek.
Kevin as Derek. All right. So after the speech, you know what I'm saying, we find out, Derek's a vegetarian. Hilarious. That's that. It just blew my mind, like, because it always existed. Even before the 90s, it's like people were like vegan and vegetarians. Like, bro, the products they had then was just garbage. And I just know it, bro.
He's the only vegetables for me.
And like, man, dude just want to. And maybe this movie has inspired my transition out of vegetarianism. Maybe it was this movie. Maybe I wanted to eat a Big Mac. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hey, a simple, straight through movie like this, you never know the inspiration you take from it, right? But then eventually you get to like the dinner party, right? And he already stole somebody's suitcase, which tying it back to the airport scene. This is just crazy. Like, we've all flown before, and bruh, somebody stealing your suitcase, I would be so hot, because you're calling like, hey, have you seen my? No, we ain't seen it. You're really confused. Where's my suitcase? Y'all put it under the plane. Anyway, even though it wasn't much in there, but still. But I said that to bring it back to the dinner party. He has the, what is it? BHB? What is it?
Oh my goodness, because he was making so many references to the initials about what they, and I can't remember,
because it was from a funeral home. Like,
wrote it down. Yeah. What the initials were, but I can't remember exactly what they were.
Yeah, but so he's doing this, and he's going through, and he's trying to sneak a juicy burger in on the low, right? Trying to get that burger off, but he can't, because he's all eyes on him. But he's still kind of like ear hustling, like trying to figure out what does Derek do for a living, and he still don't quite know. What do you gather from like that part, and then obviously the wine tasting and how they get turned up in a 90s corporate way?
So you want to know what's crazy? Something crazy. Like, I remember so little, like just bits and pieces of this movie. But one thing that I remembered very distinctly was that wine tasting scene with the guy, because I think that was my first time ever seeing somebody taste wine that way. And I was like, what is he doing? And then I feel like I asked somebody and I remember them telling me, like, yeah, when you taste wine, you don't like drink it, you like keep it in your mouth. And I was so like, I was just completely taken aback by that as a kid because I was like, why is he drinking it like that?
Do you do that now?
No. Mm-mm.
Do you
When I
sniff?
go to a wine test, when I go to my wine tasting, no, I do like
Swish it.
swish it, see if it got some legs on it, sniff it,
Okay,
take a
sniff.
little sip. But I'm doing my wine tastings at Cooper's Hawk with the other aunties, so you know. We ain't getting too fancy. We trying to get a little buzz.
Yeah, we came with a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
But you see Kevin is just kind of he's a fish out of water, but he's adaptable and quick on his feet, like a true scammer. Uh, because every time somebody asks him what his those initials stand for on his jacket, he says something completely different.
Absolutely.
What did he say to that lady? It was something he said to that lady.
I'm gonna try to find it while you're talking about it.
But she asked him what did it stand for. He said something about her being oh
You talking about you trying to hit on her?
yeah, and she got she got so offended. But this is when he finds out that Derek is a dentist because he said somebody said Derek Fonz DDS and he said DDS. He was like, yeah, dentist. And he was like, I'm a dentist. So then now that he knows he's a dentist,
Hey, he turned.
now
House party.
now everybody's getting lit because when the part was when the guy did the wine tasting, he said, just drink it out of the bottle. And now we see the I'm not gonna say it again. We see him getting everybody out of their stuffy shell.
It's a Black Savior movie.
A magical Negro. I'm telling you, it's always
It's a Black Savior movie.
magical Negro trope.
Who knew that existed, huh?
The black guy's gonna come and fix all of our problems.
Hey, now that kind of make me change my lens on it. I kind of like the movie a little more with that idea because that ain't really a trope.
Listen, we could talk about bringing down the house again. We could talk about I'm trying to think of another.
Like when a black person comes into the film and then they kind of change the day. They change the whole landscape of it.
Life. You take them. They take it.
I say nothing to lose.
Yep, you could say that.
It's one person, but it changed this whole
I love Bringing Down the House. That's one of my.
That's my wife's one of my wife's favorite movies. Like she brought it up literally when we was watching this. Like
similar.
They're very similar.
Unhinged, but hilarious.
And shout out to Queen Latifah, Dana. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Queen.
Yeah. I couldn't find that thing on here.
Remember she was teaching him how to dance? That was hilarious.
And then Steve Martin, come on, like this is Steve Martin we're talking about, bro.
Right. Couldn't handle.
Anything you want to say about the turn up session that they have with the wine tasting, and now they're playing "She's a Brick House," and they getting to it like they having that that corporate
all
fun.
Songs for that to be the choice is hilarious.
I'm glad that now for the rest of the movie he was walking around singing "Brick House" the whole time.
But it's fun because even then, like I know it's a different era, but I still didn't feel like no appropriation. I felt genuine like these people just enjoy that type of soulful music. Like it's pop culture in a sense because it's such a big record. But I just it was enjoyable. They was turned up. They sliding off the wine, having a good time. I just thought, man, I was just be thinking about that, man. Dang, you know how many people say, man, this is all before COVID. Watching movies and everything, when you see a ton of people in close proximity, I don't know how many times I hear people say, man, this is all before COVID. And so seeing them like waving their hands up in the air and they like in tight quarters, I was like, man, they're having a good time. This is going to be one of those type of things that when y'all come back to work Monday, everybody's kind of like, people ain't even got started working because the first hour and a half of work, everybody's talking about, oh man, that was such a great time. Oh, remember this and this, like people reminiscing over the weekend. That's that type of corporate party. So
the holiday parties will get you every time.
Man, shout out to Maya, man. Oh,
ooh,
see what I did there? Aha. Man, that was crazy. Ash, where you want to go? What you got? That's just a wine tasting. Where else you want to go with Kevin played as Derek?
I mean, of course, you got the Novocaine scene.
Oh my gosh,
it's probably one of the best scenes.
Yes. How did this man do this?
Right before that, or
it was after?
Oh, okay.
No, it was before. Because that's how he.
He got his tooth. Yeah.
Hey, he was ready to scrap him for real, wasn't he? Like, boy.
What's the friend that, I don't know, a colleague, the guy that was talking about cleaning the golf balls?
That was
he wasn't talking about no golf balls, because later in the movie he's talking about
Ron Zimmerman.
Hey, he's talking about, I'm gonna go out the back door. Like, bro, this man was not on. He was not talking about no golf balls, bro.
He was going crazy.
He was not.
So you want to just unzip them, pull them out, I clean them.
Freaky ass.
What? And then you put them in that thing.
They start getting to it, boy. You gotta relax, dude. Like, something wrong with this dude. Like,
I mean, he was heavy on it too. Like,
I had a milkshake, and bro, what is you on? This dude was wilding, man. Fat Joe, bro. Like, hey, man, smack the fire out you, man.
Dude, he was OD. But yeah, the Novocaine. I mean, dude, the old man.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Open your mouth," and what he say? His breath stink or something.
This guy needs a Tic Tac.
It's like, yo,
this man dipped his whole hands in like Novocaine gel, bro.
Well, like, you had to sterilize, bro. Why did you think you needed that much? That was insane.
Right? Like, why would you?
I'm sorry. This fits such a stereotype. Hey, you know what stereotype it is?
Black people use too much product.
Nope. It's something simpler than that.
The grease?
No, simpler than that.
What?
Yeah, I know black people don't read.
Oh, Mo.
The simplest.
Crazy. It was like so big.
It's right there, bro.
Novocaine.
That's what I'm saying. It says right there. This man just dipped it comfortably. You put your hand in turquoise grease. What made you think?
The texture of it, like, bro.
Even if it was soap, why would it be in a jar that you had to dip your whole hand?
This man is nuts, bro. But like, that's why I gotta get credit to Sinbad, because it's like he really sold that his hands are without power, bro. And he's sitting there like trying to grab the like tools and slide across. Like, it was so good. Like that like that's why I talk about again with like comedic timing. I'm like, if this was like developed a little bit more, there's so much more laughs you could get with it, because it was funny, just the concept. But what the movie did is they immersed us so much in Kevin's rush to get out of this, to hide from the mob, that the movie feels like rushed in certain spots. And I'm like, man, no, this is funny. We should have got a lot more excuses, a lot of more pushback, just to build this suspense on this man's hands is numb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wish it was in that. I love that scene so much. I do wish it was longer.
Mm-hmm.
They could have added so much more
to
it.
Oh yeah, like shaking hands is nice to meet you.
It out.
Like,
yeah,
Like they honored to see him. He could like nice to meet you, and he got to like figure out how to make his loose hand like shake with somebody, like hold it together. You know what I mean? There's so much they could have developed in that. You know what I mean? But of course, Sinbad's star power, you know, for all he did at in a different world and his stand-ups, you know, they leaned on his comedic, you know, chops. But like that scene this scene should have, like the golf scene should have been shorter, and this scene should have been longer, in my opinion. It's not like something that the film to get right, but it's just something that I was like, the golf scene was cool, but this scene, because like this scene and the school scene, right? When we get those super prevalent out of water moments where it's like, what is he going to do? Those drive the movie for me in a movie like this. And so, yeah, it was funny though. He ended up getting a tooth out again. That luck. I like a character out of water, fish out of water, and they keep getting lucky. Like that. That works for me. Mia, what you got? What you got next? What else you want to talk about?
So I was gonna go to him trying to escape after his friend told the mob where he was.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole scene with him on the phone and his friend pretending that he's talking to his mom and he's telling him where he is, and he's like, you know, as soon as they get off the phone, he did all that not to tell them where he was. And as soon as they pulled the gun out, he tells them exactly where he is. And he's like, he's not going to sell me out. And as soon as he opens his eyes, he's like, he's weak. He sold me out.
So random. I'm like, what made you wake up and say that?
It's like he had hope in that moment, but he woke up and it was an epiphany. Like, you know what? No, he really would tell them exactly where I is. It's exactly where I am as soon as they apply a little bit of pressure. So he was like, I got to get up out of here. But again, he doesn't escape this time, because I feel like he tried to escape a few times or tried to get away a few times. He always ended up coming back. And I'm trying to remember because I know his friend would have told them where he was, and I don't remember what brought him back to the house.
Oh, that first time?
Yeah, because
they almost ran into him. He was getting with his McDonald's.
Oh yeah,
and then he ended up, you know, running away. And then, ironically enough, Gary was pulled up. Like, because he told me he was going for a morning run.
Right, that's how they ended up on the bridge.
And so that's when, and then he ended up picking him up, and then he scooped him right there, like, oh man, you know. And hey, I like that he kept it a being, like, hey, listen, bro, like, I got to get this burger in me, though.
I'm not a vegetarian.
Like, listen,
I love that scene.
Yeah, like, hey, that's just something about 90s McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I can't confirm nor deny if the flavors have changed. People love to do that because nostalgia is quite the drug. But all I can say is what the sentimental part of what McDonald's, man, it was just special. It was special, man. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. They don't even do that no more, do they?
I don't know.
3 got a 10-piece. Please don't be stingy.
Oh, the little rainy commercial with the. Oh man, you took it back with the dark skinned dude. Hey, they was squalling on that.
I hated that commercial so bad.
They put so much extra on it.
So much, bro. But I loved it though. Like, ain't that crazy? How now you can get on YouTube and watch like a compilation of like 90s commercials, 2000 commercial, and you enjoy it. But you get so hot about watching something on YouTube and a commercial pulls up.
Yeah.
The crazy psychology. I don't know what that is.
It's not the same.
Yeah, maybe we're just not in the time that's catered to that. Like, we have other options. But anyway, so yeah, I got the basketball scene. This is like the first seed sown as far as like, okay, he has to end up getting involved. The basketball scene with the son, then it's the scene with the goth daughter, of like talking to her, trying to help her, get over do B Rabbit. and then of course
Have it.
and then of course the guys come over, and then the youngest daughter, like knowing that he's Kevin, because kids be letting you know, they know. And so what would y'all say to Ash? I'll start with you. What would you say to those three scenes, the basketball scene, as far as his connection with the kids and like really changing their life, because it all builds towards the magnum opus of him.
I
Hello.
remember.
um the magnum opus of his, him changing obviously Gary's heart or mind, that ended up affecting his whole family, his wife first. So what do you want to say about those scenes? Is each of those scenes with dealing with the son hooping, dealing with the oldest daughter with the goth, and the boyfriend, and then obviously the little girl.
Um, you might have to refresh me because I'm sure these are key moments, but
Yeah.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not gonna lie. I don't remember that much about the basketball scene because I don't know what I was like. I don't know where my brain was. I remember very well him in the room with the daughter talking about, the boyfriend and her being in love with the dead guys and
mhm.
little baby girl. But I don't remember that much about the basketball scene, like
So,
their actual interaction in that
so yeah,
scene.
in the basketball scene, it was five dudes on the court, and pretty much Kevin was gonna drop him off the son, go about his business, but then they was like already picking on him and kind of bullying him, taking his ball and stuff, and he was like he didn't like it, so he turned back around and he just felt compelled to say, "All right, I tell you what, how about us two versus y'all?" He says, "The bet is if y'all win, basically I get the Volvo, I get the hoopty, but if we win, we get y'all clothes." And so obviously they get busy on the hooping, like they start cooking. It reminded me of Big Mama's house, to be honest. Another fish out of water film. But yeah, he started hooping, and then like the stunt double of him dunking. This is just hilarious in general. You're like, bro, Sinbad ain't getting that busy. Like the stunt double was loosed in the mug on the dunk. Sinbad mad stiff, bro. Pause. So yeah.
that
Uh,
was
I said it. All right, let's take it easy.
Oh, y'all are crazy.
But so that's the basketball scene. They end up winning, taking the kids' clothes, and they're like, "Hey man, please, can we get it back?" Like, nah. They roll out and lead them dudes in their boxers and socks, bro. Um. So yeah. So I
I mean,
guess.
I just think he gave him more, self confidence, and I think they helped each other pretty much.
Mhm.
Because again, we talked about how Kevin was selfish, and he probably didn't think he's worthy of having a family or any type of dynamic like that, just because of
Being
how
an
he
orphan.
moves. He was an orphan, and then scamming, and you fast money, quick, everything is quick, quick, quick,
Right.
and so. Um, I think that gave him a sense of family and maybe made him think of what he could have one day
Ah.
and what life is truly about. Value of relationships and family.
Mm-hmm.
And then giving the kids just more self confidence and making them feel valued and important. Pretty much.
Mm.
Mhm.
So what? So Mia, what did you take from the conversation you had with the oldest daughter?
It was weird. All it did was just kind of show me sometimes you need an outside third party neutral perspective because I'm sure that, her parents talking to her came off as you're trying to control me, you're trying to change me, but coming from him because you know, he's cooler than her parents. He's more neutral than her parents. It came off as like a genuine, like, hey, let me just give you some life advice. You know, maybe you're so upset because you're with this guy who's not really, he's not really a good guy. And he doesn't deserve you, really. You need to kick him to the curb. Maybe you need to start, having interest in some more, something a little bit brighter, something a little happier, maybe some people who are still alive. And then you can work on like, maybe that'll pull you out of this, this little state that you're in because, people, everybody cares, but you're going a little off the deep end here, lady, you know. And, teenage girls, which also him taking the little boyfriend off on the railroad tracks, also crazy 90s like ridiculous scene, but it worked.
Yeah, it did.
Did you
Yeah.
have anything about the what was the daughter's name? Brooklyn or ST3, her little ugly boyfriend?
Oh, he was terrible. But I got him in it later.
Okay, I was about to say like
I'm good on you, bro.
Only thing was kind of a little weird. It ain't in my things I would change, but it's a little weird. Just like, and maybe you've said it, but like it was a little weird on like how he was talking to her, kind of speaking. It felt too mature.
You know what? I didn't know if I should say. I didn't know if I was being a little too
Like too detailed,
yeah,
like
being a little
focusing too hard
too
on it.
but yeah, it was a little weird because he was telling her like
Woman, like
you're
women,
fine,
like
like you're what did he say? Like you're
some like he never used the term girl or boy. That was my thing. It was like woman, and that's where it made me feel like okay, this
woman or
is
something like that.
this is where whoever directed the film or whoever wrote the film, they didn't be like real sticklers for the script. So it could have been a thing where he couldn't remember the lines exactly, and so he kind of remembered the feeling of what was said at that point of the script and then kind of worded it his way, and that's what they went with. That's how it feels. I don't got no inside information, but that's how it feels. Because I was like, he kept saying woman's like there'd be plenty of men out there. I'm like, okay, she in school or not? Because
Like she's like 14.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, is she in school or not? Because the way you're wording it, a
Right.
daughter that's 11 years old, like, bro,
She's not in college. She's a teenager.
a minor. There you go. You're welcome.
Ooh.
I did that. I did that for her. That's the she gave us the other one, so I
That's
throw
your
one back.
that's the birthday gift.
That's the birthday
that's
gift right there. I ain't never said that line prior, so that's for you.
Let's not do that again.
I did that for
I gotta just we're not even gonna go there.
I know we the worst. We know we the worst.
There.
Like I know we the worst. I hit my boys in text. They like, bro, like I know. So,
Hey,
but
man, keeping it a buck.
like, you know what I'm saying?
It's really crazy that y'all on that side, but we don't even gotta go there.
It's really not.
It's really not.
So far apart,
It's really not. Like what?
I mean, it is.
You're about to have a birthday. You're not gonna play none of them songs.
No.
That wasn't a sure head shake.
No, it was because first of all, for my birthday, I'm probably Virgo's grooving.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
But whatever. Back to the matter at hand.
Don't listen to us.
Back to the matter at hand.
Oh man, K-bots. So I guess we can kind of conclude like some final thoughts within it. Like obviously he scares the boyfriend straight. In the end, the mobsters pull up and he gets revealed because the real Derek Bond is there, and
Nobody
They, they, man, this dude is something else. Um, and pretty much like they take him over and they about to get rid of him, but he ends up winning the lottery on his ticket. You know what I'm saying? And that ended up being a trade off. But before that, Gary, that's our friend, and everybody in the family was like, "Yo, we pretty much rock with him. He's made things better around here." And they go after him, and it's just a funny little scene of like the whole running the marathon, but then eating chicken over here for a second, talking, then like back. That was so random, dude. Like they sit on the porch having a deep conversation out of nowhere, like like it was like, bro, y'all know people are after you right now, like so. But yeah, and then of course at the end we know that he ends up releasing a book called HouseGuest, right? So I kind of laid that last little portion of it. Anything y'all want to tap into in regards to that last sequence of the film?
It was very, very 90s wholesome, heartwarming, especially the end to see them out there grilling together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like now he's like fully integrated as a part of their family, which was really sweet considering he was an orphan, he didn't have any family. But then, even his best friend is there at their house and they
Mm-hmm.
have a fully like little chosen family, which
Mm-hmm.
was really sweet in him and Gary out there. They may not have been old friends, but now they're best friends.
Yeah.
And it was just really, it was a good, happy, sweet ending the way that you would want something like this
Mm-hmm.
to to put the bow on it.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
Me too.
yeah, I agree. I think that's fair. I think that's any other parts of your notes, just whatever you wanted to put out there before we get into our last section. Anything at all that you just like, I just want to say this, I just want to throw this out there, whatever that you want to do before, because once we review these movies, that's the closed chapter. So I want to make sure that you feel free. You feel comfortable? All right. All right. With that being said, Ash, character you relate to or identify with the most?
I got nobody in this one. Couldn't really find
Nobody.
myself, so didn't want to force it.
Hey, authenticity is what this podcast is about. Mia, what about you?
I actually said Emily, Emily Young, Gary's wife, just because I have known what it's like to be a busy mom who is juggling a million different things, feeling like you have to like carry so much and not really feeling appreciated or, like you have, you know, a lot of help in that area. But, I think a lot of people can relate to that.
For sure. Ironically enough, I have Gary. Just Gary to me, obviously I had this before we kind of finally got a look. I feel like we've discussed and got a better understanding of like where you're coming from. So it's a resentment. So not so much that, but in the sense of like feeling like you're losing your way or just you kind of you're just out there on the island trying to figure things out, and you need to figure things out because when you do, it's going to be better for you. It's going to be better for your wife. It's going to be better for your children. And sometimes all it takes is one friend that is like in a bag and they just real secure, in who they are, that they rub off on you. You're like, you know what, man, let me put some respect on myself so that I can do the things I need to do for my family. So that was my interpretation and my take in these lenses. Obviously, this movie came out in '95. This is 30 years ago. Crazy to say, but I say Gary. Ash, get the stepping. The character you could do without.
Darvish boyfriend, ST, what's his name?
B Rabbit.
Yeah. Um, I'm caring for him, and I hated the way he was talking. I just thought that was unnecessary. I mean, they could have made him a street kid, but I think they put a little extra on it, trying to, you know.
Because he was not that. He wasn't no B Rabbit. He was B Rad from Malibu.
But that's my man, B Rad. That's what I'm saying. B Rad, my bad. That because his dad was a governor. Same story.
Yeah. So
Bill Gluckman.
he can get the step.
Down with the pimps and the hoes.
Exactly. Dad, see, you should have, man. I wish you, Dad, we did that when you were here. I would have loved to hear your takes on that stuff. I know it's an ignorant movie, but all
right. Oh, I say I had the same.
The B Rad.
Yeah, he could go. He could go.
I have Larry. And Larry is Kevin's friend. Bro.
Larry. Okay, yeah.
Talk about overacting. It's like, bro, why are you so mad? Like, this man was like overacting like, man, what's his name? From Rock. The lead character. I gotta find him. His name is Charles Dutton. Charles S. Dutton. This man was overacting as a friend like Charles S. Dutton was acting in Low Down Dirty Shame. This man was overacting like a mug. Okay. Like he was overacting like you could like, bro, because people that come from a theater background, a lot of times movie translation is different. And so the acting, you're like thinking like you're in front of a stage or like in front of people. So his friend was just overacting. I'm like, bro, why are you so mad? And then the way they chopped it when Kevin came to the decision, like, man, now I got to go back for my family. Then they chopped it weird, and he was in the car. He's like, okay, cool. All right, bro, hold up. Like, that ain't even. Anyway, so yeah, his friend could go. I don't even think we need him in this movie. I didn't like his approach for the role. Like maybe they could cast somebody else, but I didn't like his approach. And I'm sure he's probably a really well known actor, comedian, something like that.
I only really remember him from Harlem Nights. I'm trying to think if there's.
He was the boxer that was stuttering, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Trying to think what else I remember him from, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
It's all Family Business. I don't even remember him being young, so it was interesting seeing him young because I remember seeing him as an old man. He looks weird to me.
He got a different look for sure. Lines that deserve to be slimed. Ash.
I just got one. It's from Kevin. The woman's in a coma. At least you can do is wear a hat. When he was talking to the dick in the airport. That was funny to me.
Stupid.
Yeah, that was funny.
Mia.
I didn't have any.
I only got 2 lines. One, what about the notes? What about the booty? And I look like Fat Albert. You know, there's a striking resemblance.
That was
good. I was like, I like the little jab. All right. Things you would change about the movie or what you feel they didn't get right, Ash.
And here, I just kind of accepted it for what it was. So.
Fair. Mia.
Okay, so this is nitpicky because like we said, we're not asking too many questions. You kind of have to take it for what it is. But it was just crazy to me that you would know so much about him. Like, he's a vegetarian but you don't know what he looks like. Like,
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Like, that is wild to me. Or like, he just spoke to his wife last week. Or he, his son, where his son goes to college. And so obviously y'all have been like talking, but you don't know what he looks like at all? Like, that's crazy.
That's wild. It ain't like you don't know somebody's name. When you meet somebody, y'all been talking for hours and you still don't know their name. Like,
and it's like, even if you haven't seen somebody since you were a kid, I don't think I could, like, somebody could come up to me and pretend to be somebody I knew.
Nah.
Like, as not even a little kid, like an older kid, like summer camp age. Like, what? But, that's the story. It's the 90s.
Fair.
Gonna let it ride.
Nah, but that's a good point. That's a good point. I got two things. In the beginning, when Kev is watching the VHS tape of the white guy singing, he's bopping to it, and it wasn't like a hey ho song. He was like, hey ho. The song was nothing like that. I was like, this is where I talk about like these choices from a comedic standpoint that I think Sinbad kind of missed. And then the other thing, speaking of that, there's a lot of moments in the movie where I feel like he over improvs and it comes through in the movie. Like it's I appreciate it because he has this family comedian star quality for the 90s, but there's just some moments it's like will it in a little bit more and like perfect the joke. And that's kind of what I've been talking about throughout the movie. The joke wasn't perfected. So just a little bit of the over improving. Like you could tell. I'm sure if we looked it up, they'll give us all of the moments that was improv. But yeah. Lastly, Ash, more of the story in your opinion.
There's a few things you can take from this movie. But where I landed was true connection is built through honesty, compassion, and openness.
True connection. Okay. Mia B.
Okay, so I had two. The first one I had was everybody needs to be seen there, and there needs to be emotional space for everybody. Because I felt like Gary took up all the emotional space in his family and he didn't see anybody else, or their individual needs until later. And then the second one I had was someone you've known for 2 days can be more to you than someone you've known for 20 years.
That's real. Mine's is rock with the people that rock with you.
Period.
Sometimes, some people are like, I don't even know them that long. Similar to what Mia was saying, like, bro, rock with the people that rock with you. They really in with you. All right, be really in with them then. That's what matters. That's where you at. So with that being said, y'all, that is our episode. Truly, it's been a wonderful episode. We love talking about these movies. This is what we do. This is what y'all come here for. So y'all know, after we do all three of our rotations, we do a TGIF episode. So with that being said, our next TGIF episode is going to be all three of y'all. We're going to do 3 films that we can convert to a horror film. We're getting ready for our spooky month, our scary hours, and we wanted to lead this up because we got something special for y'all. A really recap of some things at the end of October. But before we get there, on this TGIF, we're gonna all 3. So we're talking about 9 movies that are in a different genre that we're gonna convert to horror films to get y'all built up for the Halloween season. So I'm excited about it. How y'all ladies feel before we get out of here?
I'm spooky season is when I come alive.
She's been saying this the whole time, Ash.
Excited. I'm a little scared, but I'm excited.
As you should be, right? I'm stoked about it as well. Like, I think it's be fun. Again, I like what we did on our last TGIF of creating spinoffs or prequels. So I think we are the floodgates are open for this level of creativity for our content. So I'm excited about it. And y'all can always, send y'all stuff in too. Thechildishgrownupps3@gmail.com. So that's it, y'all. I know y'all been enjoying this on this Wednesday, but we got to get out of here. I'm sure y'all about to be getting off of work as well. So hopefully I enjoyed this. And y'all stay tapped in. Y'all stay tuned in to this podcast, The Childish Grown Up Show. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.